Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about the 12th episode of the 7th series of Doctor Who, Nightmare in Silver. Honestly, first of all, I just want to say outright that I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I've heard negative things about it, but I loved it. And that's coming from somebody who hates it when the same creatures keep coming back. And I've never really been the biggest fan of the Cybermen. The last time they came back with the Cyber Mats, I wasn't really that bothered. But this time I absolutely loved them. I thought the new style of Cyberman was quite interesting. The fact that this is set in a theme park kind of really plays on my own natural fears, which is something I really enjoy about Doctor Who, because one of my biggest fears in all the world, as weird as it may sound, is fairgrounds and theme parks at night when all the rides are switched off, and also arcade machines that are turned off or broken. They will terrify me. So this really kind of scared me in that sense, just because that's what it made me think of, and I was sitting there terrified. But when we first saw the Cybermen, I was really excited and really happy. I think the plot developed very, very well, and when this, obviously this will contain spoilers, I should have said that, but it will contain spoilers if you haven't seen the episode. Once the Cybermen kind of got hold of the Doctor, I had no idea what direction it was going to take, and the direction it did take, I was very surprised at, very pleasantly surprised, and I'll talk about this again in a minute when I go into the directing, but I think it's some of Matt Smith's finest. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed the plot, the fact that the kids were there, again, is something I wouldn't normally like, but they played quite a vital role in this, quite a fascinating role, and helps with the development of Clara's personality. The more we see of Clara, the more I absolutely love her. I think her relationship with the Doctor in this is quite... It's well developed. It's developing quickly, but it's developing really well. In that moment where the Doctor wasn't the Doctor and he was saying all these really nice things about her, it was so hilarious. And I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but I just thought it was hysterical. Really sweet, but really quite funny as well. I don't know if I was supposed to laugh, but I did. Not only is the plot great, but the cast is fantastic. You've got Tamzin Outhwaite as Captain and Warwick Davies as Porridge. That made me happy quite a lot. And also the reveal about his character, which I could probably say, I'm assuming most of you have seen the episode, but that reveal about his character, I completely didn't expect that at all. I'm just really not in tune with Doctor Who as much as I think I am, or these little things are really well hidden in the episodes until they're revealed. I'm probably going to be one of the last people to work out who Clara is, because I'm just quite slow at things like this, apparently. But that was really surprising. The cast for this is brilliant. The script is written by Neil Gaiman. Can Neil Gaiman do any wrong? I don't think he can. This is brilliant. There are really emotive speeches in this. There are all really fascinating things. We're getting closer and closer to possibly finding out the Doctor's name. Again, I really don't think that is actually going to be revealed. I think it's a red herring, hopefully. But the more we learn about the Doctor, the darker the script becomes. One of my favourite things in this was when he said, "Wakey, wakey, boys and girls." And I was like, this is terrifying. Because then that made me remember that this is a kids-oriented family show. Or it used to be, kind of isn't now as much. And it is quite a dark, scary script. And when you're in love with the Doctor, as I'm sure most of us are, it does make you question, who can you trust? And forgive the pun, who can you trust? Can we trust who? But it did make me question that a lot, and I am questioning the Doctor's personality a lot more, especially with this episode. The episode is directed by Stephen Woolfenden, and this is probably one of my all-time favourite Doctor Who episodes in terms of the directing. There was one scene quite near the end which really reminded me of the end of the world. I'm assuming the scene will be obvious, and that I thought was enjoyable. It was quite simplistic in that sense. You had the wide set, everybody was spaced around. It wasn't cluttered. You didn't feel claustrophobic, but it still had that sense of fear and kind of that sense of that imposing quality of the world outside, I guess. But one of my favourite parts of this was the movement of the Cybermen, both when they were like an army of Cybermen, and also when it was the first Cyberman that was just moving really quickly around, and people were in slow motion. That I thought was really beautifully directed. The other thing that I loved about the directing was when we were inside the Doctor's mind. That was just, to again excuse the pun, I'm full of them today, mind-blowing. It really, really was. It was so beautiful with the two Doctors, or the Doctor and the Cyber Doctor, Mr. Clever, which made me think of the Mr. Men, but whatever. Mr. Clever and the Doctor. That was beautiful. Really emotional, again brought out the darkness, and then you had the montage of the 10 previous Doctors as well, which was really exciting, so I was like, damn it, didn't! As I always am. So the directing in this episode just blew me away. It's beautiful, and probably one of my all-time favourites in terms of directing. In terms of plot, it's probably not my all-time favourite plot, but I did enjoy it. I love what we're learning about Clara. I love I love the teasers for who the Doctor is, but I'm still hoping we don't ever find out who he is. It will spoil the best kept secret in history. We can't find out. However, do let me know what you think of this episode, and please feel free to post video responses with your reviews, because I'd love to watch them. I do watch every video that is posted with a response, I promise. And also, if you have seen the last episode, don't tell me what happens. Do not post it in a comment. You will be blocked, basically. I do think it's a bit awkward that a lot of people now have the last episode on the DVD, but never mind. Let me know your thoughts on Nightmare in Silver, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!